Welcome to JT's Vintage Card Room, hosted by me, JT. I have actually been on a bit of a Cracker Jack binge lately, as much as a binge you can have without, selling your house or anything like that. But I have actually been in search of one particular card in the Cracker Jack set for quite some time. And I say one set, obviously, as most of you know, Cracker Jacks were issued in 1914 and in 1915. 14, they were distributed only through the Cracker Jack boxes, the candy boxes. And in 15, they were in the candy boxes, or you can mail away to get some of those cards. And the 15 actually has a few more cards in it. But interestingly enough, the American Card Catalog only issues one categorization. It's E145, E meaning candy. So I was a little surprised by that. So yeah, it's one categorization, E145. I want to get right into the cards because I want to try to keep the videos under 15 minutes. So let's jump right into it. I'm, for the most part, interested mostly in the poses that are in the Cracker Jacks. There's a lot of portraits. Obviously, Hall of Famers I'm interested in, but the portraits for the commons, they don't do much for me. I kind of like action poses. So we'll start with this one. This one is an Otis Crandell from the 14 set. And for those of you who don't know, the 14, if you flip it over, is done the way all cards are done today, where they are they're not flipped upside down as the 15s are. The 15s were originally meant to be put into what's the word I'm looking for? Pages, I guess, like albums. Albums is the word I'm looking for. And when you flipped it over, it would fit the album correctly. You're actually looking at the back of the card correctly, as opposed to just this. 14s also have incredibly thin card stock. Really thin. If you ever held one, it's pretty amazing that they're not all just absolutely garbage and beat to hell. So if you get a really high quality 14 card, it's amazing. This one's pretty good at a 3. Very nicely centered. But yeah, I'm really a fan of these cards. So let's go to the next one. This one's Frank Demery. I like that pose. Not quite the Christy Mathewson pose with the ball, and nowhere near the same price. But a nice card nonetheless. This one's a little tricky. This is a horizontal card, of course. So it's kind of hard, in my opinion, to tell the difference between a 14 and 15 on a horizontal card. But I guess PSA took care of that question for me because they're telling me it's a 15. This is a beautiful card, but it has a 1 because of it looks like it was torn out of an album. So that's how it looks like. So that's Frank Demery. Then we also have Marty O'Toole, which is just, again, I'm going with the action poses, so to speak. It's really amazing. I'm holding these up to the light, and you can see right through the card on my end, which is amazing. This is one of the 14s, so again, much thinner stock than the 15s. Next we have Larry Chaney. Let's do this. Yeah, there you go. Nice follow through on a throw, maybe a pitch, depending. Looks like he has a Walter Johnson type follow through. Love the deep red in this one. Again, this one is a 15. Twos are pretty good. I mean, obviously there's higher grades than 2s, but you get a 2 or a 3 in a Cracker Jack. That's usually pretty damn good. Here's the next one. This one's a Dots Miller. This one is a 3 for those of you who care about numbers. Another nice card is another 14. Number at the top. I love these horizontal ones. This one is Charles Tesreau. I might probably saying his name wrong. But that is just a really great card. I got this one from a lot of these cards I get from guys on Net54. If you're not familiar with the forum, tremendous source of information, discussion. If you have any questions, what a place to go to for information. These guys are so knowledgeable. And of course, there's a selling platform on there. And that's where I happen to get this one. This is probably the first Cracker Jack card I ever got. Most of the ones I have bought in the last few months. But this is one I got when I first started getting back into the hobby. I just liked the way it looked. It's a Veen Greg. This one is a 15. It's in a 4. It's an old holder. I don't know if it would get a 4 today. I'm pretty confident it would not. Probably more like a 3 due to the centering issues. But a great looking card nonetheless. This was also part of that same original purchase that I got. This is Chief Myers. Shown here is John Myers. Chief Myers was the battery mate for Christy Mathewson. As you can see from the card, he is on the New York Nationals, which means the Giants. So this one's authentic. I'm not really sure. Yeah, the top right-hand corner over here is definitely, you can see, is a little trimmed. It's a little turned in the way it's cut. Again, I didn't pay a lot for these. They were bought probably 7-8 years ago. And that's a 14, so I'll take authentic 14s any day of the week. This is a card I just think is really interesting. That pitching pose is pretty amazing. James Scott. I looked for this card. I got this at a Philly show, and it was sitting there in one of the dealers, and he had it for $300. And $300 for a actually he might have had it for $350. And I asked if he would take $300, and he said yes. But I remember paying $300 for this card, and a $300 for any 14 is actually pretty cheap. Obviously, it's missing that corner here, but again, it's a 14 Cracker Jack. Who cares? You buy it for the card, and I think it's pretty amazing. All right, we're going to get to some better ones now. Here's Beals Becker. This is a 4.5. I got this pretty recently in an auction. Another nice follow through. Tremendously rich red background by the green. Really love that. This is a 15. So it's kind of upside down. Again, because it's a horizontal card, it's a little hard to tell. If any of you out there know a foolproof way of telling a horizontal Cracker Jack from being a 14 to a 15, please let me know. I'd be very interested to know in the comments. Here is my, well, let's not do that Hall of Famer just yet. We'll save the Hall of Famers for last. This is, I think, one of the all-time great cards ever made. Frank Smith. I bought this many years ago, also on Net54. I just think that pose, that potential follow-through, Frank Smith was a very good pitcher back in the day, is just truly amazing. Again, that red background, the Cracker Jack emblem, the way they show their cards, I don't know, it does it for me. It's taken me a while to warm up to Cracker Jacks, but they are pretty awesome. This one is upside down, so 15. But what a great image. Okay, now for the most famous ass in the history of baseball cards, Jimmy Austin. And you're probably going to say, what? I believe it's a Charles Conlon picture. And I meant to grab, I have a old Renato Galasso card that he had done back in like 83 or 82. I have a lot of that set of all of like the all-time greats. And the Ty Cobb card, sound like Kai Kyler. I did it again. The Ty Cobb card has him sliding into third, and Jimmy Austin was the third baseman whose ass was getting basically, and his legs were getting spiked. So this card is pretty awesome. He was in For the Glory of Their Times, and he talks about how he has the most famous ass in all of baseball history. So that, again, for those of you who have not read Glory of the Times, I strongly recommend it. It's really a good read, and it is a tremendous amount of information. It's basically interviews of all the guys that played back in the day, and there's Hall of Famers, there's regular guys, and all of them have a good story. It's really awesome. Okay, let's go with the last non-Hall of Famer, although he was certainly a great player, and that is Chick Gandil. I had shown this one in my last SGC submission video. I was very pleased to get the 3 on this card. It is the only card that I felt like I got a fair grade on. But it is a beautiful card. I just love him coming off of the first base bag. Chick was not opposed to padding his pocket by making sure certain plays went certain ways and victories were gone different, towards the bettors that he colluded with, so they can make money. But he was also a tremendous ball player. Really good stats. Probably, if it wasn't for his background, probably would be a Hall of Famer today. Sometimes players are more famous for being infamous than they are for their actual playing days accomplishments. All right, here's the first Hall of Famer. Here's Ray Cracker Schalk. Ray was the catcher of the Black Sox, and but he was not implicated in any way. He played the game straight. He went on to catch for many, many years after the Black Sox scandal, and there's a good story about him. I'm sorry I don't know it all off the top of my head. This is a 14, which makes this even a nicer acquisition. This is one I got many years ago also. I just like the image. I really do. Oops. Let's do this. There we go. But I think he was involved in, safety for catchers. I know he's a tremendous defensive catcher. Maybe that's what he's known for most. But he is a Hall of Famer. All right, now let's go to the card that I have been chasing for a year and finally got. And that is the Mahatma. This, to me, everybody talks about Jackie Robinson, and rightfully so, breaking the color barrier. But Branch Rickey is who brought him in to the league. And Branch Rickey played. He coached, managed. He was an executive. He was an owner. I mean, he really did it all. He was integral in getting farm systems done. So A-ball, triple A ball, double A ball. This was all part of Branch Rickey's legacy, and he was a big proponent of civil rights. I mean, it wasn't just Jackie Robinson. He was way out in front on a lot of civil rights issues. This card is really well centered. I'm just really happy to have an example like this, and believe it or not, I kind of got it off of eBay. There was a dealer there that had a sort of a store, I guess you could say, and I was able to contact him directly and was able to get a little bit of a discount and buy it direct from him. And this is I'm so thrilled to have this. This is one of my top cards. Definitely in my top 50, which one day I will be doing a top 50 shortly, probably in the next month or so. And the last one is Napoleon Lajoie. This is another one I got fairly recently from an auction house, a 3.5. It's, I don't think it'd be a 3.5 today. It's certainly an old flip from SGC, but awesome image of an all-time great ball player in Nap Lajoie. As most of you know, but for those of you who don't, Lajoie was so popular with his teammates and other members around the league that they renamed the team the Cleveland Naps, which is, talk about a testament to a player. Oops. It's a 15. Got to turn it upside down. There's the back. And I've heard Tony Southern Collector talk about how, and I agree, these cards, these Cracker Jacks, should have some staining. It just adds to the card. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Great looking card. Very happy to have that. And again, very happy to have the Branch Rickey. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Just remember, we're just trading paper for cardboard. Do it responsibly. It's just trading paper for cardboard. I hope you have a great day.